And we are live on Social Distance Social Club, day 52. Thank you very much for joining us, especially you people on replay. The fact that you tune in and watch it is absolutely invaluable. Please, as always, use a comments box, leave a comment, let us know how you're getting on, any questions and answers, of course. I've got my own questions. Who would you like me to interview? So I've been trying to get these interviews going for quite a while now. And Jonathan Marshall, the horseback falconer, was very kind, really kind to be the first to step up and go, yeah, I'll do that for you. So I'm eternally grateful, but it's got going. I like it. It's going to be very exciting. I've got promises, but we'll see how promises go, from Jason Webb, who is very busy. So whether he manages to fulfill those promises or not, I don't know, but I'd quite like to get an interview with him. I've also got plans with Bianca Stawolski, who's in Australia and is a major contributor to my Ultimate Rider Confidence course, 3-month internet course, online course, dealing with every objection that you've ever had about why you're not getting on your horse. Everything from money, timetabling, self-discipline, to self-assuredness, self-identity, to rider confidence, to NLP techniques, and everything that you could possibly come up with as to why you're not progressing on your horse. And a large part of that is Bianca's contribution. She's absolutely super, and a horse archer. Problem with Bianca is she lives in Australia, so I've asked her to join us at 11 o'clock our time, but I don't know quite what time that is. So maybe for that interview, we will have to change the time. I've already got a pre-recorded interview with her, which I will bob up, actually. I haven't seen that for a while. It's in my videos if you're dead keen to see it straight away. But that won't give you the chance to ask her questions. She's a psychologist. I'll let her introduce herself. So we've got her, Jason Webb, which is jolly good, assuming they're both very busy. Who else can we interview? Obviously, I know lots and lots of people from the show circuit. I don't want to be just interviewing show circuit people because, well, it would just be like shouting into an echo chamber. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Shona. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, yes, there's my question. Anybody, feel free to put in the... I need to put the invite. Feel free to put in the comment section who you'd like to interview, and if you know them or know their team, put a little @ sign, and hopefully they'll see this. But there we are. If it's you, by the way, if you've got, because we've been in lockdown, I'm working on my new book. It's going to be what I politely call a bathroom book. One of those little flick through books of all the questions and answers that I've had over the years. So I'm really looking forward to that. At the moment, it's under the working title of Riddle Me This. So I'm going to have my book to promote in due course. Lockdown's happened. I'm sure a lot of you that have horsey businesses or any other businesses for that matter, lockdown has affected us not just in horsey ways, but obviously I'm trying to help people get onto the internet to get an internet arm for their business. So if this happens again, we're all a little bit more clued up. I'm not an expert. I don't know a lot. I just know my story, what I did wrong, and how it is that you're here now watching me on YouTube and hopefully being part of my page. So I can help with that. Lots of people have got lots of projects for lockdown, and if there's something you want to promote, get yourself an interview, just contact me and we'll go, right, we'll do an interview with you then, horsey related, lockdown related, or indeed social media, internet business related, because I'll say I'm not an expert, so if anyone is, feel free to come on and do an interview. There we are. So let's just say hello to everyone. Oh, I was just putting on the invite and I forgot. There we are. Copy to clipboard. Copied. I'll bob that there. So let me just put my usual thing to ask a question or offer advice. Please click this link Control V. Boom. There we are. See that? Jenko Dietrichson would be a great interview. Fantastic method of Okay, lovely. If you know this person, can you please help me get them on the show? Marvelous. Lovely. So, oh, hello. Someone's on the show already. That's Martin. Right, let's dive straight in. Shona, you're on the show. Hello. Let me just click on you there.
Hello. Oh,
hey, hey.
I'm trying to turn this to face it. I'm doing really badly. There we go. Oh, yeah, got you. I look terrible this morning because I wasn't actually planning on coming in, Carol. I've not even got my contacts in. I've got no makeup on and I'm still in my jammies. But it's all good.
Oh, natural.
We're all friends here, aren't we?
Yes, I am anyway.
I just can't seem to get the angle of this set. That's better. I could get the angle right on my iPad.
Well, the good thing is that my latest video has been all about other people's opinions. So you do what you like, Shona. Anybody else's opinion doesn't matter one iota.
Do you know what? The most beautiful thing that anyone can do, man or woman, isn't to wear makeup or have their contact lenses in. It's to smile. That's what makes
True.
And I've got a smile, so I'm okay.
Super. Are you offering advice or asking a question?
I was going to give you an update because you've really helped me, and you don't know
good.
how much you've helped me. Because I came on before and I spoke about how I've been stuck in a rut, not been able to canter over jumps for about 10 years, lessons, great horse, tried everything. And at that point, your book hadn't arrived, but I had been listening to you. And then the book arrived, I read the book, and then I done the hypnosis as well. I thought the hypnosis was helpful. And I'm saying this on the back of, I have done confidence courses before, but not with you.
Mm-hmm.
I've done hypnosis before, read confidence books. I've tried a lot, but what was different about the book is it gave me tools when I was doing things that when something happened when I was out and about, I knew how to deal with it, and that gave me confidence. It wasn't like, oh, I've been taught this, so it was transferable skills. So whilst I read it for the canter over jumps, I went out on a hack, managed to pack past some cows, which was amazing. Life-changing for me. Normally I'd get off and be a quivering wreck, and I'm just grateful, so thank you.
Oh, thank you for saying so. That's it always pleases me enormously, obviously, when people write and say that they've had a transformation or an improvement or something like that. But am I correct? Do I remember rightly that you used to be a confident rider?
When I was a teenager, I was probably overconfident. I would do a course of jumps, fall off at every single one, and find that hilarious. And I would be falling off at everyone because I didn't care that I was falling off. I was too busy giggling, if you know what I mean. I was an idiot, really. And now I've gone the other way. And I think that things, but I've came a long way because I went back to doing, and I think my question was, am I ridiculous going so far back? Like
that's right. Yes, you felt. Yeah. Sorry, I've interrupted. Carry on.
No, and actually, it was great, and I didn't put any expectations on myself about how quickly I was going to progress forwards again. But before I know it, I've gone off the canter poles, and then they're just placing poles where I jump in front of them, and I'm cantering them confidently, and then I'm doing almost a course of canter poles around the arena, and then I've progressed to doing ankle height jumps with a placing pole in front of them, all in canter. And that's huge for me, and I'm really looking forward to going up and just making a really small course and cantering around it with my friend. And that's something I never thought I'd be able to do.
Question is going that far back and making that small bite sizes, does that require a confidence in yourself anyway to give yourself the permission to go that far back and be that childish?
Yeah, one thing that I took from your book, and an advantage that I think I have over a lot of riders, is that at the back of the book, you had a chapter at the end about coping with other people's putting their opinions and expectations on you. I'm really, really lucky because my yard is really lovely. And the women there would only ever open their mouth to be positive or pleasant.
Super.
And I know that that is a rare thing to find in horseland. So if I want to go up and ride around the arena in a ballet tutu with a pair of fairy wings and do a terrible, not even manage to do a rise and trot, I'm not going to be judged. My friends are just going to say, I'm so glad you just got on your horse and enjoyed yourself.
Mm.
So I think that was a huge advantage to me to not worry about what they're going to say if I'm like, God, I'm not even confident that I've got a balanced canter and I'm going back to complete beginner stuff. They're like, see if that's what you need to do, Shona. That's a great idea. You do that. And I
Oh,
think
good.
that's
So,
really,
did the people around you see the value in what you were doing in breaking it down to that tiny, tiny bite size?
they did see the value. They're quite experienced riders. They did see the value, but they're also just supportive in general. So even if they
Mm.
hadn't, they probably wouldn't have said anything negative. I've been on the kind of yard before that you talk about in your book, but I've just not been
Mm.
in that kind of place for 10 years. And even then, I don't think the opinions bothered others bothered me that much because I don't give a shit. I always find that
Good.
see if people are giving you advice on how to ride, people that know the most are always the slowest to come forward and actually give. If their advice is valuable, they're probably not going to come and approach you unless you
No,
ask it.
they probably won't give you advice unless you go and ask them for it.
Exactly.
I wouldn't.
And see people that stand at the side of the arena criticising how rubbish your riding is and you're doing it all wrong. Generally, they can never ride because they've got this bad back or wonky ankle that only
Mm.
they know about. And if they were to ride in front of you, they're so good, you know, they would burn the retinas from your eyes, or so they would have you believe. But they're not the ones getting on and doing it. I'd rather be the one getting on it and doing it and being crap
Yeah.
than the one leaning against the arena telling everyone else how crap they are.
Yeah.
So
That's a very good phrase. I think we might make a little meme poster thing about that. What was it you just said? I'd rather be the one on the horse being crap than the expert rider standing leaning on the fence giving criticism.
tell
Oh,
me how
that's
crap
great.
I
I like that.
because if
One
they
of
were,
the
they'd
one of
be
the
all
huge
numbers doing it.
one of the huge advantages I have here, A, it's mine, which helps. Um, but because I do shows, I could quite literally go and put on a tutu and a pair of fairy rings and do a really bad canter rising trot transitions or anything because we do create crazy looking things anyway, and you just wouldn't know. You'd be like, oh my god, what are they doing now? You'd assume I was making a video, or maybe I'd got a role playing Shona in the story of her life, or maybe you wouldn't know. And to me, that's a huge advantage that you don't know. I can do what I like. People are unaware of why I'm doing what I'm doing. But what I'm trying to get to over to this audience is that people are unaware of what you're doing, why you're doing that you're doing anyway. They don't know why you've got a horse. They don't know why you're progressing. They don't know why you're putting the poles on the ground. They don't know why you're wearing a pair of fairy rings. And it's nothing to do with them
Yeah,
unless they want to pay the bills.
that bit doesn't bother me. Even if they are paying the bills, I'm not riding for them. I'm riding for me.
Mm. I was saying
So
it more for the audience than for you.
yeah, yeah, it doesn't bother me. See, if I worried about other people's judgment in my riding, I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't be getting on. I know that. I know.
But
I,
I, you might be interested to. I mean, that's a huge character advantage that you've got. Absolutely huge, because I would say through doing the rider confidence course that the number one issue is dealing with the what ifs.
that's
Number
where I struggle. That's
number
bad.
two is dealing with canter transitions. But number three is other people's opinions. It is, and there's not much difference between them. When a group of six people come on the rider confidence course and you get talking, all six will have all three of those because it's that close a race that it's nearly other people's opinions is the number one issue.
Yeah.
Which, when I started this rider confidence course, I never thought would be the case. Obviously.
Yeah, I think because of what I do, like in other areas, I've learned not to worry about other people's opinions.
Okay,
So
what do you do in other areas?
I do stand up comedy, and as an older female, you're going to get it tight. You're going to have people telling you a lot of negative things, and if you
Mm,
listen to any of that, but it's subjective. One person's trash is another's treasure.
mm,
I don't care. They can slag me all they like.
mm. This is something that performers have to get in their repertoire. If you're going to stand up in public and do anything at all, you're just going to have to learn how to not listen to the criticism. I also have a theory that I shouldn't listen to um, the congratulations as well. Don't listen to the cheers. Don't listen to the boos, because the danger is if you listen to the cheers too much, then you're starting to put value into other people's opinions, even though it's good and you're celebrating. And of course, then if they criticize, you're in trouble. As a performer, what do you think of that?
I know what you're getting at, but actually, a pure wit. The buzz and the exhilaration of the cheers and the oh my god, everybody's laughing. I've had such a good gig. I've just smashed that. Is like an adrenaline. It's like I love it. So of course I love it, but I don't care that there's people that don't like me because not everything's for everyone. And it's the same when you're riding. Like there might be a woman. It's so subjective. Like there might be a woman on there who's just learning to come off the lead train
Mm-hmm.
and have independent hands. And actually, that woman is amazing because she's better than the woman that wishes she had the bravery to have a riding lesson and can't.
Mm.
If you know what I mean.
I
Like
also from
subjective. What is amazing is subjective. So if somebody thinks,
yes.
of course, people are going to find you crap. The only way that people will never find you crap is if you don't do anything.
It's also a bit like the I think it's a Bible story where everyone's giving their taxes, and then this poor woman comes along and gives like 10p, and the point of the story is that 10p to her is a load more than anybody else. So if you're a beginner, the progress that you're making to get from your walk to your trot might require that much of a step for you, and you've got to work at it and everything else. Whereas if you're accomplished, the progress that you make is probably that. People don't. So in that particular week, who's made the most progression is the person who's managed to get their rising trot for the first time because they've worked and worked and worked and worked, and who's made no progression is the person who's I'm ever such a good horse rider, probably hasn't been on it for ages and hasn't progressed at all. So the person who deserves the admiration is that one bobbling around trying to work out how to get from trot to walk again without sliding
Yeah.
off the side.
I also think like my goal when I'm riding is to experience joy. So how can somebody possibly, if I'm experiencing joy, I'm meeting my goal, how can anyone criticise?
Mm.
Even
The,
if to them it's terrible. I'm meeting my
yeah.
goal.
The key to happiness is progression. You're either growing or dying. So grow. Shona, why don't you put on a link? We're all fascinated. I'm sure everybody agrees that you're a stand-up comedian. Are you a comedian or comedian?
I don't worry about that now,
Doesn't
mate.
matter. Okay. Yeah. So if you want to put a link on so that we can see your stuff, link to your YouTubes or whatever, please do feel free because I'm sure everyone's as fascinated as I am.
Yeah, I'm not doing much now till October live, but I've got
Of
some
course.
stuff somewhere.
Super.
Okay, I'll catch you later. Thank you for the
Thank you very much. See you later. Wow. What a super little chat that was. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. That was marvelous. I won't be answering written questions. Of course, I will be answering them in my new book, Riddle Me This, which, if you could think of a better title, that will also be welcome. So there you go. So other people's opinions, in my opinion, is the third biggest issue facing most of the riders that come on the rider confidence course. The first issue is dealing with the what ifs. Second issue is all related to canter, and the third issue, well, it's not the third issue, that's rock out, and the rocking out issue is other people's opinions. There you go. I get it all the time. I get it for the format of my show, for this, for my internet contributions, for my videos. Other people's opinions always come in. And for myself, I don't listen to the cheers. I don't listen to the boos, because it's between me and my horse. It's between me and the content that I want to put out. If you don't like it, the internet's huge. Go somewhere else. If you don't want to see me ride my horse, turn around. God gave you these lids to shut that. So there you go. I respect people's opinions, and I listen to them, but I don't take any notice of them after my consideration, unless they become my opinions. Lovely. Okay, then. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for everybody joining. It's been a marvelous little thing. Thank you so much for Shona for coming on. Please, any comments about who I could interview? If you've got a horse business, if you want to come and promote your products, and I hope that Shona puts her links in as well. I will be back tomorrow. Thanks for listening.